What's poppin', everybody? I'm back with another video. And by the time you see this video, I might be on another live, chopping it up with y'all. Today was an exciting day in the world of, come on now, the podcast. Damn right it was. If you know, you know. But anyhow, got a topic to talk about as I show you that I am not just a CC grifter who markets just panders to a certain segment of the audience and the population, because I actually talk about basketball. And I want to talk about this particular topic because they had a big get last week in the commitment of Oliviyah Edwards to South Carolina. Dawn Staley hit a home run, grand slam. She did all that. She has a loaded roster coming next year. And I want to talk about this team. So let's jump on in. Hit the intro. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez. Show might hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hype the video, share the video, let everybody know that we are here and our measly 15,200 subscribers. I appreciate y'all, because apparently, according to some, that makes you a dead channel. Apparently, according to some, that's nothing. But hey, you know what? I do it my way. Just like Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. I do it my way. And how I do it is my way. And if you don't like my way, you have many other options. I know my South Carolina fan base is going to love this one. And this wasn't made for y'all, but hey, y'all are on my stuff, on my ass all the time about Raven Johnson. So let's jump in, man. Dawn Staley pulled off a big one by bringing in one Oliviyah Edwards to the fold. And that was big time. Getting that 6'3" power forward. I've had some people tell me that she's now 6'5". Well, if she's 6'5", that's utterly petrifying. That's petrifying. Because real talk, she's an athlete. She's a big time athlete. This is the team that brings back Maddie McDaniel at point guard, Tessa Johnson at the 2 or the 3, whichever one you want to put her at, Joyce Edwards at the power forward spot. I believe Adele Tech will be back. Chloe Kitts is returning from injury. I believe Ashlyn Watkins will be back. She's a freakish athlete. Elisa Tornabes. This is going to be a massive team. And don't forget, I got Makir, who I believe is going to be scary good. 6'1", long, athletic, skilled. It's a very, very dangerous group right there. Very dangerous. They did lose some players. They lost Raven Johnson, obviously, their point guard, their leader. They lost Tanaya Latson. They lost, Medina Okot. And they did lose a couple. I believe they lost a couple into the portal, if I'm not mistaken. They did lose a couple into the portal. Let me just verify. Let me verify that for y'all, because I don't want you to yell at me and say that I'm wrong. I believe they lost a couple. But overall, big time. No, nobody. Okay. I thought they lost a couple. So then that means they also have Ayla McDowell coming back. I could have swore they lost a couple. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. So they have everybody coming back who didn't graduate. So I stand corrected. They lost no one in the portal. At the same time, they added from the portal, as they brought in Jordan Lee from the portal, which was a huge, huge pickup for them. Jordan Lee can play the 2, the 3. She's a very, very skilled guard, athletic. I think it was 13 points per game last year at Texas. Just a heck of a player, and I think she's going to be a difference maker for them. I do wonder aloud about playing time. There's a lot of talent on this team. Playing time is going to be harder to get, and you're going to have to earn that crap there. You got to earn it at South Carolina. I think everyone knows that. So she's the one that they picked up from the portal. And then when you look at their South Carolina You look at that class they got, and you know when you look at their class for 2026, they got Jersey Robinson out of Sierra Canyon, a 6-foot guard. They got Kaylee is it Kaylee Wynn, a 6'2" forward out of Mater Dei, California. These are both 5-star players. And they also got Kelsey Andrews, a 4-star 6'3" forward out of IMG in Florida. So they got a stacked recruiting class. And then you added Oliviyah Edwards, who is probably the most athletic player they got on their team. She's freakish athletic. I mean, you saw the dunk. You see her ability to pull up on the rim, upside down. And obviously, that's not what makes her a great player. But this is a player that initially had committed to Tennessee, who changed her mind after all the brouhaha in Knoxville with the team and everyone leaving. This is what Dawn Staley had to say about Oliviyah Edwards. She says, Big O has a deep toolbox and elite intangibles. She can score, pass, handle the ball, defend, and process the game at a high level. She's a competitor, a communicator, and a good teammate. With that as her starting point, she has the hunger and the work ethic to continue elevating her game. We're excited to get started with Big O. Now, she's ranked 3rd by ESPN, 4th by 247 Sports, 5th by On3. She's the consensus top 2 forward in her class. She averaged 30 points, 22 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 4 assists in her senior year, winning the Class 3A. Actually, did she not win? Going to the Washington 3A start tournament as a senior. Wow, did she not win the state championship with that? Jesus Christ. I don't know if she won or not, but so she, went to the McDonald's All-American game, had 8 points, 14 rebounds, 2 blocks. She had that ridiculous dunk appearance. And she says, I chose South Carolina because it felt like home. Coach Staley, the staff, and the team showed me a level of love and belief that stood out. I know I'll be pushed every single day, and being surrounded by that kind of energy and support means everything to me. Now, understand this very, very carefully. She's a beast. She's a beast. 22 rebounds a game. Are you kidding me, man? 22 rebounds a game? Bruh. They're scary. Last year, after UConn knocked off South Carolina, I was pretty steadfast. I was pretty out there with an opinion that I don't know that UConn would lose another game as long as Sarah Strong was at UConn. And I looked pretty good for almost the entire season this year. And then they played South Carolina and they got punked. They got punked. South Carolina gave them the business, especially in that fourth quarter when it was closing time and UConn couldn't close and Sarah Strong couldn't deliver and AZ Fudd disappeared. South Carolina got the job done. Big time performance. They earned it. Was it a great game to watch for the viewer? No, just like that Texas UCLA game was a tough watch as well. And they did get to the national championship and ended up getting smacked up by UCLA. But at the end of the day, they were there. Now, a lot of people were coming up saying this is the worst South Carolina team they've had in something. Come on, man. They're loaded with talent. Like they were loaded with talent this year. They brought in a 25-point per game transfer into Nia Latson. Like this was a loaded squad that had one goal, and that was to win a national championship. And they didn't reach that goal. And when you're at a program like South Carolina and you're a coach like Dawn Staley, you got one goal in mind. It's win a title, or the season was not a success. Same with the Gino Auriemma type. You win a title or the season's not really a success. That's what people like Dawn Staley and Gino Auriemma are judged by. They're not judged by conference championships or regional titles or even Final Four appearances. They're judged on their national championships. And that's unfair, unfortunately. But it's also a reality that they have created because they're so damn good. They have created that issue. It's a good issue to have, right? But it also has you always on your toes that you're here for one reason. You're here to win. You're in Columbia, South Carolina, and playing for Dawn Staley because you're here to win. She's not there to play with the BS, man. If you got the BS, you can go. She can find somebody else who's not with the BS. You know what I mean? But the fact that Oliviyah Edwards was added to this group, and I know there's all kinds of comments that I've seen about her, and like she's gonna have to earn her playing time. Of course, she's gonna have to earn her playing time. But let's be real. Do you really believe Oliviyah Edwards is gonna be sitting on the bench playing 4 minutes a game? Let's be real. Freakish athlete like her, yeah, she will not be riding bench. I'm not saying she's starting because that's probably unlikely as a freshman. But I have a hard time believing someone that averaged 22 rebounds a game is going to be riding the bench for South Carolina in 2026, 2027. She's going to be out there and she's going to be a difference maker. The biggest question with South Carolina remains one thing: point guard play. Now, y'all know I have had my fair share of Raven Johnson comments and opinions on her game. And hey, maybe I am mellowing out to Raven because she plays for Indiana now, and I had a chance to listen to her speak. Not so much about her play, but just her personality, and I kind of understand now. I'll be real. I kind of seem to understand that she has a real sweet demeanor to her, which is probably why you guys love her so much and will ride to the end of the earth for her. So I get it. I do get it, honestly. I still have my reservations on her offensive skill set. But defensively, I've never questioned her ability defensively. I've never questioned what she does defensively. I just question y'all saying that she guarded Sarah Strong for the entire game against UConn when she didn't, and that she shut down Sarah Strong. She shut down AZ Fudd, which she didn't because I watched the game twice, in fact. So if you're going to tell me she's a great defensive player, I'm not going to argue that. She is. I've said it. She's an elite defensive player. But, there is a leadership quality that she had clearly with this team. And I do think that's something that's going to be difficult to replace at South Carolina. So Maddie McDaniel has her hands full to try to do that. I would expect that you're going to see some of, I don't know if you're going to see Tessa Johnson run point at any point, but I think you're going to see Jersey Robinson get early opportunity with this team because she's a guard. And this is not a team that has a lot of guards. Jordan Lee could get opportunity at point. It's a possibility when you look at the roster. So realistically, you ask yourself, how does this team not win the national championship next year? And like I said, I last year said that I don't know that Sarah Strong will ever lose another game in college basketball. I believe that she might win 3 more I thought she would win 4 straight titles. Because I just also presume that Gino Auriemma will do a good job recruiting and surrounding her with talent. That said, this is a loaded roster at South Carolina, and Oliviyah Edwards just puts it completely over the top. It is a scary roster. It's got 4 top 30 players from this freshman class, 3 5-stars, size everywhere, players coming back who didn't play last year. Obviously, the one thing that can prevent South Carolina from winning a national championship next season is injury. Injuries happen, and that's the one area that you can never account for. But this team, if it is a healthy group and it gets just good point guard play, not great, but just good point guard play, you know the style that they're going to play. They're going to play inside out. And I do think the Agat Makir component is huge. What will she look like from this past season to next season? Will she take that step that I believe she has the ability to take? Or will she look the same? If she takes that step, let me tell you something. forget about it. And I do think Agat McKeer is the true key. If Agat McKeer takes that step, South Carolina's going to go undefeated. They're going to go undefeated, and they're going to win the national championship. And they're pretty much going to blow everybody out. So my UConn stance is gone now because I saw what happened in the Final Four, and I don't see a recruiting class to come in that's anything sensational at UConn. They'll be really, really good. They'll be really, really good. Sure. UCLA, they lost 6 seniors, the players that were the main core of their national championship. I mean, they were the national championship players. They did bring in 4 transfers or whatever, 4 or 5, and they're going to have a good team. I think they're going to have a really good team, but they're not the same team that they had this past year. Texas losing Harmon. Harmon is huge. The loss of Roy Harmon's massive. Losing Jordan Lee, Justice Carlton, Aaliyah Crump. I mean, you lose all that talent. I don't even care who you bring in. That's a very talented group of players, and you're now going to replace them with others. I just don't see it. Will they be good? Yeah, they'll be good. Are they the team that they were this past season? Nah. Notre Dame, I'm Hannah Hidalgo all day. Like, if you give me that, I want Hannah Hidalgo to win a national championship. Like, I'm not going to bullshit you. I want Hannah Hidalgo to win the whole damn thing. Do I think they have the team to do it? No. Really, I'll tell you this. South Carolina, with this level of size and skill, the biggest concern, again, is point guard. Agat McKeer taking that next step and perimeter shooting. Because I do think you're going to see Joyce Edwards be better. People have questioned her. She needs to extend some range and shoot the 15-footer more. Fine, granted. I'm not going to argue that. People think Chloe Kitts will make a huge difference being back. I'm not going to argue that. But it comes a time where, and I know I did a video on Southern Cal where I said they have all the talent in the world, but they don't have the coach. Well, South Carolina has all the talent in the world, and they got the coach who keeps it all in line, who keeps all the egos checked at the door, who takes care of the X's and O's, the A's, the B's, the C's, the D's, dots the I's and crosses the T's. You got that in Dawn Staley. Like her or dislike her, it doesn't matter. You can't say she's not one of the greatest coaches in women's college basketball of all time already. You can't say she's not, because she absolutely is. So, you asked me today, South Carolina is going to win the national championship next season, and they're going to run people the fuck over. They're loaded. They can literally roll out back-to-back starting fives. Straight up and down. They can roll out back-to-back starting fives. So, what do y'all think of that? Leave your comments. What are your feelings, South Carolina fans? I know you guys got to be hella excited, just in general, about the team you got next year, the talent you got coming in. I think they're going to be sensational. I think beating them is going to be real hard. I know Kim Mulkey's already shaking and quaking in her boots, whatever you want to call it. She's shaking. She ain't ready. She already knows that the losing streak's going to continue. She already knows. But hey, hit that like button and the subscribe button. Ring the bell. Hype the video. I do very much appreciate y'all jumping on board. That's all we got for now. This is Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.